Come with me with Tava, no place is too far. Come with me with Tava, no place is too far to go. We can take you around the world. Catch this flight with me with Tava, no place is too far to go. New places, new faces, yeah, new zip codes. New money, NFTs and plus crypto. Don't need cash no more. Digital currency on me. Overseas we back and forth. Round trips all aboard, baby. There's room at the top. We'll save a spot for you. Can't no one limit us, so you should come with me. With Tava, no place is too far. Come with me. With Tava, no place is too far to go. We can take you around the world. Catch this flight with me. With Tava, no place is too far to go.
What's up, Tava Nation? I know y'all was dancing with me. I know y'all was jamming with me. Hey, I know y'all was jamming with me because that is our theme song. What's up, Angela? I see you, Misha Green. I need everybody to tag your friends, your family, your teammates, the person who you signed up when you first got in and they ain't been active. I need you to tag them and tell them they cannot miss this training. You dancing in the salon? I know that's right. I know some of you probably are out and about on this Saturday morning, but let me tell you something. This is where you need to be. Where my 120 wealth builders at? Drop 120 in the chat. Drop 120 because I need you all to go get your 120 notebook, okay? Because we are having Ark University today, honey, and I love the sound of that. The Ark University. Now, we've seen a lot of faces here on Saturday mornings, but I'm here to tell you, I promise you, you don't want to miss this and you don't want your team to miss it, more importantly. So go ahead and tag them. Hey, Miss Stacy Schamberg, I see you. I got my iPad going because I wanted to make sure that I said hello to you guys. Misha Green, Jennifer Wilson, what up, down home girl? Van Thomas, we love to see the fellas. I see you, Danielle Claxton. Detroit is in the building. Drop your 120s in the chat. Drop your money bags in the chat. I need you guys to go share this on your pages. Share it on your page so that your timeline can watch this with you, because you may have some people on your team that are not coming to Saturday morning trainings, but we got to show them that we're here so that they can come and follow, right? So go ahead and send this out. You can send it through text message. You can put it in your group chats. You can send it through your messenger. You can share it on your Facebook and your TikTok page. Let's blow this Saturday training up, y'all, because we are about to get something that is going to be so good. Not only are we going to be able to close out our month, right, and hit those re-rank bonuses, but this is going to be something to close out the year and then help us enter into our new year. So we're going to already be ahead of the game. We're going to be ahead of the game. So I want to tag just a few more people. Come on, those numbers are going up. What's up, Tamika Scott? I see you, girl. I see you, Tamika Lott. Ronnie, I see you. I see you, Lula, dropping those money bags in the chat. So good to see you, Miss Lula. Welcome this Saturday morning. Go ahead and send this out. Let's tag some people. Let's get them in and get them on today. I need everybody to go get your notebook. I need you to go get a pen because you definitely want to take note to the information that you're going to hear today because it could possibly change your entire life, right? If you were at conference last week, then you know we got the recipe. We got the recipe to be CEOs of our very own business. Well, I heard that Mr. Lloyd said, look, I'm coming back on Saturday. So I know that you already got some information last week, and I hope you took action. I hope you went to your state websites and got started with your LLCs. I hope that this week when you got home, you opened up that additional business bank account because I'm sure that Mr. Lloyd is going to drop some more jewels today for us. So I need you to go get your teams and tell them you have to be on this. This is a mandatory meeting with our CEO, okay? This is a mandatory meeting with our CEO. So we are going to go ahead and get started. Y'all know Mr. Lloyd don't like all them accolades, but let me tell you, this man touches my heart, okay? I absolutely adore and love my CEOs because the way that they love the people, right? They are always giving and opening up. I mean, literally opening up their doors to their home, right? Giving dinners and just showing how much they love and care about us. I'm going to tell you this. If you are not ready, you better get ready. And you need to stop trying to always get ready and just be ready and stay ready. Okay? Because today, the Ark University is going to be like no other. So I want to bring up, I like to say mine, but it's all of ours. But I love to say mine. My CEO, he is absolutely amazing. Mr. Kenny E. Lloyd is in the building. What up, though, Mr. Lloyd?
What's going on, Krishan? You doing all right?
I'm doing wonderful, Mr. Lloyd. Thank you.
All right, all right. Listen, thank you for lending your gifts and your talents, your excitement. You know, it was good seeing you and your team, not just you. You had your team with you. And that's what happens. You know, I tell everybody when you come to conference, it's cool. You come by yourself, you're going to learn. But you bring people with you, you're going to earn. Everybody doesn't get that. For me, I'm taking this time today because, look, I want to show people how to make money. And this is what I do. And this is what I've done before. I haven't, in the past, I've had some people working with it, so I really charged them with that responsibility. But now I decided I was going to take it myself. And whoever wanted to get it, I don't care, Steve. For me, when I take time to do a training, I don't give a damn if it's 300 people on there. I don't care if it's 10, because I'm going to impart into the people that want to be imparted into. You know, there's no way that you're going to make money doing this if you're not getting trained. And when you have certain people on the training, it certainly doesn't make sense not to be on here and get some nuggets from people who not only made money, but people who show other people how to make money. You know, so it's a choice. You know, and so when people wonder why, damn, I wonder why my business is stagnant. You know, because this is what okay, so here it goes. Here go the nuggets right here. In everything that you do in this business, everything that you do, real talk, everything that you do in this business, there are two things that have to happen. I don't care I was just talking to Janella Simpson this morning. I was talking about, what her plans were, and how excited I am about everything going on with her. And I told her that in everything you do, two things must happen. You must sell product and you must recruit. You must sell product and you must recruit. If whatever it is you're doing, if you're not doing either one of those, then you're in the wrong business and you're doing the wrong thing. If you can't keep doing the wrong thing. I mean this, that if you are not, like, whenever you do something, y'all got to excuse me because look, man, I'm working. I got a horrible cold. And I think that's another thing too. It would be easy for me to say, hey, not feeling good, somebody else take over for me, but you got to work through it. Like I work through the pain for real, like, and I am in pain right now, but whenever you commit to something, you got to follow through on it. So I committed to doing this. So I don't care how I feel, how bad I feel, I'm going to see this through. Okay. So remember what I said, two things must occur. in anything you do, if you're going to do a party, if you're going to do a call, I mean, like, it doesn't make sense just to do calls, calls with people that you can't make money from. And that's people on your team. You need to be taking your time and making calls for people outside of your team. And you need to teach your team to do the same thing because, as I said before, if you teach your team to just get on your calls all the time and all you do is calls, you got everybody on your call. Ain't nobody making any money. You need people out there making money. So again, you have to be very intentional. Everything that you do, any month, any time you spend doing this, it ought to be designed to either sell some product or recruit some people, right? So what should you be doing right now? Like we're right after I heard Kashawn say something on when she introduced me that made sense. And she was saying, call your people, you're an active list. She's spot on with that. Because right now, you all should be calling, getting on the phone, calling your inactive list. People who joined you and left you, you ought to be calling them, and this is what you need to be saying. We just had our conference last week. We have a whole new look. Tava is a whole new company. I don't know what it was, why you left before, but we have a whole new look. We have a new compensation plan that's helping people make money. We have two new products that are out of this world. We just team partnered up with a trading company. We are in a whole nother space. Listen, why don't you come back and let me invite you to come back and get on a business opportunity call so you can hear what's going on, okay? So you can really hear the new things that are going on. Can I just get you on a call, right? And that's what you ought to be doing. Like you ought to be going through your list of people who came, people who've come, people who've gone, and that's what you ought to be calling them and engaging in that. You need to have two lists. List number one, y'all. Hold on a second. Come on. So list number one is you need to be, now this is money-making activity. You need to be calling people who have come and have gone and tell them that the event was out of this world, that we're like a whole nother company now. The energy is solid. The culture, man, is just incredible. The new products are great. I mean, just like out of this world. The comp plan, we have changed it, man. There's more opportunities to make money. I just want to invite you to come and get on this opportunity call. Because, again, I'm not feeling good, but I am going to do the opportunity call on Monday, personally. And I'm going to share the new things that are going on. And you want to get the people on this call because you got to know that I can probably do it better than most. Okay? And I'm going to be sharing why Tava? What's new about Tava? What's great? What's the good big news about the comp plan? What's the big news about the products? And so it's going to be incredible. So you want to get them on there, right? Okay, I'm telling you that now. The second thing you need to do is, Michelle, can you get that script up? I didn't have time to go over this at the event, and I wanted to, right? Now, this is how you all can be making money. You can get your team engaged and making money like now, okay? Make it a little bigger so they can see the subtitle. Hold on. Okay, it's bigger. It's bigger. Good. So I was going to do this last week at the event, but man, we just ran out of time. I was going to take 30 minutes and have everybody make money that day on Friday, right? But this is what I want you to get your team involved in. You need to tell your team, and you will be able to go, Michelle, when will they be able to go and get this off of Tava University? When?
Later today, sir.
So by the end of the day today, you'll be able to get this script. And this script, if you should be calling everybody you know. Now, not necessarily the people that have come and gone, This is your warm market list, right? And what you're doing is that you're calling people and you're saying this. If I was calling Lachelle, I'd be like, hey, Lachelle, how you doing? You know, I'm doing fine, Kenny. What's going on? Hey, man, everything is just great. Listen, I need you to do a favor for me, if you would, okay? I need you to support my business. I just started a new business. I'm asking you, if you would support my business and buy one of my products and try it for 30 days. If you don't, listen, if you don't like it, I promise you, I'll never ask you to buy another thing from me. But I would just love your support right now. That's all you want to say. If you're one of those people that have been involved in company after company after company, you would alter it a little bit and say, listen, I know you all think I'm crazy. I've been in several different companies, but I want you to understand I'm not crazy. I just want more for my family. I just want more out of life. And yes, I failed, but you know what? I'm not afraid. So yes, I keep trying because I know if I keep trying, there's no way I'm not going to make it. But I believe that these products that I have are the best things that I've ever sold. And I just ask you to please just try my product for me for 30 days, to buy a product from me and try it for 30 days. If you don't like it, I'll never ask you to buy it again. Let me tell you something. You're going to be surprised, unless you just have no credibility, how many people will buy that product. And you don't need, you want them to buy it like right now. Don't say, I'm going to send you to my website. None of that. You say, can you buy it right now? I can take your information and get it to you right away. So does that seem simple? That is so simple. All I'm doing is asking Lachelle, do me a favor. Could you support I just started my business. Can you please support my business and try buy one of my products and try it out for 30 days? If you don't like it, I'll never ask you to buy another product from me again. Can you do that today for me? All right. And you ask today. Don't be afraid to ask. You say, can you do it today? Can I, I mean, and just after you say that, just shut up. Don't say another word. Be quiet. And I don't care if it's a pause for 40 seconds. You don't say a word. You wait for them to come back and say something. And they'll probably come back and say, well, what is it? What does it do? You tell them it's our flagship product. And it's you get and if it's because for me, I would do the valet, okay, for real, because it's consumable. It's our flagship product. You get every vitamin and that's what I would do for real. If it was a woman, now if it's a male, if it's not, you can try the collagen. You can say, hey, we got collagen. I want you to try it out. But I would call and ask whatever you feel comfortable, whatever product you feel comfortable with. No, based on the person, I would ask them to buy that product for me today. And I would download this script, and I would make sure everybody on my team that's active had it. And this is what I would be doing for the rest of the weekend. Today, tomorrow, and I guarantee if you do this today and tomorrow and you do it with enough people, you're going to get, if you call 50 people, I guarantee you're going to get 15, 20 sales. Ain't no way you're not. And so what a better way to close the month out with some additional sales, because you're in activity. You're in the right activity, not the wrong activity. The wrong activity is closing out and everybody is on your Zoom that should be working. Does that make sense? If that makes sense, let me see something. Talk to me in the feed. Let me see. Come on. If it makes sense, let me hear you. Let me hear what you got to say. Yeah. Kim, what you think about that? Bring Kim on. What you think, Kim? You think you could do that? You think you and your team could do that? Bring her up, Michelle. You can take the script down. What you think, Kim? I can't hear you. Unmute yourself. Michelle, unmute her.
Oh, there I am. Sorry, guys. I love it.
What you think about that? For real?
I love it.
It's a very simple script. You're just calling your warm market, asking people to support your business for real. and try your product for 30 days. If they try that valet for 30 days, they're going to become a customer. But this is how you close the month out strong. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes,
You
sir.
think you can deliver that?
Absolutely.
All right. All right. What about you, Kashan? Bring Kashan up. What you think?
Absolutely, Mr. Lloyd.
You think you can deliver
Absolutely.
that? What about y'all?
Absolutely.
I see you in the feed. Y'all think y'all can deliver that? I mean, for real. It will be, if by tonight's end, that script would be there. But just, I mean, those of y'all who want to write it down, because for me, listen, when you're in business, you wait for nothing. All you're doing is saying, listen, I just started my business. You know, I'm very excited about it. I need you to do me a favor. I want to know if you would support my business by buying one of my products this weekend, today, for me, and try it out. If you don't like it, try it for 30 days. If you don't like it, I'll never ask you to buy another product from me again. Never. And then you just be quiet and wait for them, because they're going to think, damn, she got me. Man, damn. Then they come back and say, how much is it? You have it down, and you say, listen, don't say you can go to my website, because they're not going to do it. You get the sale right then and there. You put it in. You put it in. You put it in. You put it in the system and do it yourself. Does that make sense? Y'all with me? Yes. If you and your team do this, it's as simple as this is. If you all do this, you all are going to close out bigger than what you're closing out. And you all are going to get into income activity. There's no way that you all cannot make $200 this weekend with this script. If you call enough of your warm market people, there's no way that you can't make $200, $250 with this, marketing the right product. Okay, so I really just wanted to share that with you, because I didn't want to listen. A lot of people think, he's going to come on and give us this fabulous training. Yeah, that's the fabulous training. That's as fabulous as it can get, because I'm giving you short and sweet, and I'm telling you how to make some money right now. And that's all you want to know in this business. I'm telling you to call your inactive list and tell them that the event was incredible, blew your mind. You didn't know what to expect. You just wanted to go to the event to see and see if we were going in the right direction. Blew my mind. They're in the right direction. Man, I am so excited. That's why I'm calling you. I don't want you to miss this. Would you just get on the call Monday with me? Get you and get on the Zoom Monday and hear Mr. Lloyd, because I can share with you, but I can't give it to you like he can. And just get on that call and listen to what he has to say. Okay, you follow me? That's to get people back to you and reactivate them. The money making piece, you just want to give them that script, and that's your warm market. I gave you 2 ways to close your month out big. Anytime that you're in training mode, when you're training your people, yeah, it's not about getting on and talking about this for hours. I don't have to talk for an hour. I gave you 2 things that you can make some money right now that you can close out. Those of you who are close to rank, I will be dialing for that. This is the time. There's a saying amongst people who make money in this industry. This time of the month, the end of the month, I'm dialing for dollars. Dialing for rank, I'm dialing for dollars. I'm dialing for rank, I'm dialing for dollars. I'm on my phone. If you ain't talking about money, then we ain't got nothing to talk about this time of the month. And those who want to make money, you will understand that. Like I said, when I was in the field, that's what it was about. This time of the month, man, listen, I ain't have any time for idle chatter. All I wanted to know, how can I make this money right now? How can I make some money, and how can I get some people reactivated, and how can I recruit? That's what I gave to you this morning. So having said that, Brittany, I see you. This time I'm dialing for, that's right. That's right. You see what she said? This time I'm dialing for dollars. Right. And for rank. That's what I'm saying. You're dialing for dollars and for rank. All you're doing again, one more time. I'm going to say it one more time, as simple as it is. You're calling people, telling people what incredible event it was, how the company is that it surpassed what you really thought. You weren't clear on what you were going to get. You just wanted to come and give it a chance, but it surpassed everything that you thought it would be. And met every expectation and exceeded. But you got to hear it for yourself. Just can you get on? Mr. Lloyd is going to be doing a call on Monday. Can you get on that call? For right now, I'm telling you, and if they get on that call with me, I'm gonna react. They're gonna get reactivated. They're gonna feel some fire. Okay. On this one, You just call them, ask them to do your favor and support your business. Don't forget that's important. Support your business and buy a product. Can you buy it for me today, please? All right, that's all I'm at. And then be quiet. All right, so hey, I'm Kenny Lloyd. Those are my 2 money tips: recruitment and money. I gave it to you. I told you only 2 things that make this world the network marketing turn. It is either you're selling product or you're recruiting people. All right, so I gave it to you today. Y'all stay tuned. Get on Monday because I'm going to be on doing it Monday. You want to get as many people on there as possible because if you do, I'll close them out. All right, I'll close your people out for you. And if you don't know, you know. All right. So having said that, I want to bring Lachelle up because this is another big piece of the puzzle here that I don't want y'all sleeping on. Okay. She's going to talk about the regional SC and qualifying for that because everything that you do, listen, if you qualify for that trip, you are excelling in rank. If you qualify for that, you're making money and accelerating, and your team is. So you don't want to be excluded from that trip. Man, when I was in the field, I would never miss a trip. Man, you got to operate in this business with some dignity and some pride if you call yourself a leader. You got to be that leader. You can't ask your people to do what you're not doing. How are you going to ask your people to do something that you're not doing? And man, you got to be the example. I don't give a damn. Well, like I said, I am not feeling good at all. I got on this sweat top. I'm telling you, the shirt I have underneath it, man, I probably have sweat off 2 pounds. But you know what? I see it through. I don't give a damn. I got high goals and I play hurt. And you got to play hurt if you really want to be successful. If you really want to be an example to people, you got to play hurt. You can't let any obstacle get in the way of you keeping your word, fulfilling your commitment, and doing what you're supposed to do for you and your family. All right. Having said that, I love you guys, man. Listen, I had a great time with y'all in Houston, man. I mean, it was a really good time, man. It was a very intimate setting. You know, got a chance to take pictures with you all and laugh and fellowship with you all. And man, it was just a beautiful thing. You all were beautiful. The last night, man, you all were dressed up. You all were beautiful. I mean, the whole thing, man, was just incredible for me. You know, and it was just good seeing you all. And I look forward to seeing you all again soon. So having said that, Lachelle, I'm turning it over to you because you all do not want to hear what I'm about to do now.
Oh my gosh. Taking you down immediately.
Take me down.
Thank you, sir. You guys put some hearts in the chat, first of all, for our CEO, Mr. Kenny E. Lloyd. And then after you put your hearts in the chat, I need you to blow it up with the money bags. I want to know everybody who will be dialing for dollars this weekend, not just today, this weekend. And you know, we are committed to giving you all the tools and the resources that you need. So that script already is on Tava University. It's on the events tab. So you can go there, you can download the script, you can download the charts. Everything is right there. So we are going to make it happen this weekend. Let me see. I see Miss Deirdre, Miss Lula, Kevin Tolliver. Let me know who's dialing for dollars this weekend. Latavia, all right. Mr. Gilbert, all right. I see you guys. So now let's talk about what I am so excited about. And for those of you maybe that haven't heard, let me just show you this real quick. All right, y'all see those calming sea waters? Uh-oh. You heard it. Mr. Lloyd said our very next meeting will be a regional at sea. Y'all don't call me now, ask me any questions. It is a regional at sea, baby. Tava will be on the waters of the world, all right? Now, several of you have been asking me, like, how do we qualify? What do we do? Well, here, I have the information for you. And all of this will also be on Tava University. All right. So, but first, let me see who's excited. Who's already planning to be on? That's what I want to know. Who's already planning to be on the ship with us? Who's going to start dialing for dollars now? Kim, I see you. I see you back there. What'd you say? You raising your hand? Hey, and the little sweetie princess is behind you. And she's like, I'm going on the ship too.
She is.
Don't let your mom leave you behind, baby. All right, let me show you guys. Oh, first of all, well, let me ask who got their Tava newsletter. Who read the newsletter? And if you read the newsletter, in it, all the information about the trip was there. So if somebody can tell me, if you enroll somebody with a builder's pack, if you get a new enrollment and they come in on a builder's pack, how many points do you get? Okay, Twanya got her hand raised, said that she read it, but did y'all pay attention? Let me see if my angels are in the chat. Hey there, Triple Diamond TK Walker. If my angels are in the chat, 200, 400. Nope, y'all are saying $400. How many points? Facebook user 1167. You are right. It is 1,000 points. Who is Facebook user 1167? I know that's your distributor ID. I hope the angels are in here so they can get your, let's see, sexy. I think that's what I'm doing because that's how I am feeling. So 1167, you have sexy coming to you. So, all right. Hold on. I see a lot of y'all putting it in the chat. Okay. So maybe y'all did read the newsletter. You should always. All right. So here, let me get it up. Hold on 1 second. You guys. All right. Hold on and let me make sure. All right, here is our amazing newsletter. It is called A Regional at Sea. 4 nights, April 20th through the 24th. And again, guys, if you go into your newsletter, you will see all of this information for yourself. All of you that still work, go ahead, put your time in now. So don't say, well, let me wait and see if I can. No, you already have to have the mindset that I am going, and you have to start working toward it now. The contest begins November 1st. You will begin to accumulate points November 1st. And guess what will help you to accumulate points? And you heard Mr. Lloyd talk about it. Money-making activity, okay? Where are my MMAs? My money-making activist, okay? Put it in the chat. I'm a money-making activist. I'm an MMA, okay? So money-making activity will help you to earn your way onto the cruise. And again, the only thing better than a cruise is a cruise you've earned your way onto. So, all right, you must have a minimum of 6,500 points. Man, do y'all know how many people have called me and asked, Lachelle, is that correct? Is that a typo? No, it's not a typo. You have to earn 6,500 points. They're like, but that's so low. We know. We know. But if you do it, you will not only earn your way on the trip, but you will have increase your income significantly, and also help some other people to get on the cruise. You must be active and in good standing with Tava. Let me show you some easy ways, okay? Easy ways to earn points. I heard Kershawn call out my 120 Wealth Builders. Where are my 120 Wealth Builders? Where are my 120 Wealth Builders? Drop it in the chat. Raise your hand. Let us know, right? So my 120 Wealth Builders, and that is if you have a 120 point recurring order. It's an auto ship. It's a smart ship. You set it and you forget it. It drafts out every month. Every month that you do that, that's an easy 200 points. Okay? So for all of you that are 120 Wealth Builders and your smart ship drafts on the first of the month, guess what? You are already at the top of the list. Okay, but we didn't forget about you. Where are my 40 point and my 80 point auto shippers? Because you might be saying, Lachelle, right now I don't have it just yet, but at least I'm in the game. Guess what? If your smart ship runs on the first, you've earned your first 100 points on board to get on board the ship. Y'all already there. You are already ahead of the game. So enrolling new customers, okay, are obtaining, not enrolling, obtaining new customers earns you points. Because what did Mr. Lloyd say? Money-making activity, it's only two things. Selling product, that's your customers. Recruiting, those are your new business partners. And every time you do either one of those, you earn points on the trip. And guess what? You heard him talk about our enhanced comp plan, right? So if you are advancing in rank, earning that new rank bonus, not only are you earning the bonus, you are earning points toward being aboard the ship. If anybody is excited about that, put it in the chat. Let me know. I mean, is this doable? Is this doable? Can you already picture yourself? Wait, what's that scene? Okay, I know it's the Titanic, but at the end where they're on the rail and they're just like, yes, come on, Kershawn. Wait, Kershawn is doing it with me. I love it. I love it. How many of you want me? I can't even remember what's that called. Yeah, what's that part of the ship called when you're at the back and you're standing there and you do that? Somebody put that in the chat. What is that called? I want to know who's gonna be on there with me. Y'all, I promise we're gonna do it. Photo op right there. All of us in our Tava gear, feeling sexy on the back of the boat, okay? Somebody said the bow, the stern. Okay, all right, Miss Cassandra. Somebody say Angela say the nose of the ship. We're gonna call it the part of the ship that Tava owns. That's what we're gonna call it. That is what we are going to call it. So y'all let me know if you are going to be on there with us. Are y'all excited? Like, I am so excited. Regional at the sea. Come on, somebody. Come on. So as Mr. Lloyd said, this weekend, while you are dialing for dollars, or you're calling that inactive list and everything that you're doing, for those of you that do your social media stuff and all that, y'all better let them know. We're going to be on the waters of the world. So, all right, we're going to keep this going, keeping it going. How many of you were at, ladies, how many of you were at the event this past weekend and attended the Friday night session that was ladies only, hosted by our very own CEO and visionary, Miss Shante Lloyd. Let me know. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Put it in the comments right now. If you were there, if you loved it, if you laughed, if you cried, okay? If you loved on another woman, but most importantly, if you fell in love with yourself again. Put it in the chat. Let me know if that was you, if you were able to fall in love with yourself again on last Friday. We want to know. We want to know. And with that being said, I am going to bring up the lady that was responsible for that absolutely powerful night, and that is none other than Mrs. Shante Lloyd. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I feel like I've been running a marathon this morning. Boy, I had so much action in this house on a Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, people don't even understand. They don't know.
Oh my
Well,
God.
you are looking amazing and powerful in your pink, ma'am. I see you falling in love.
Falling in love. You know what? Today is the 29th, right? So we only have like 2 more days left in October, but that's okay. We're gonna keep it going in November, in December, in January, and February. We're gonna just keep on wearing pink, and we're gonna keep on falling in love with ourselves again, right?
Yes.
Thank you so much, Lachelle. Thank you. Okay, so good morning, all of my powerful in pink ladies out there. Are you all ready to fall in love with yourself again? I am so excited. First and foremost, I want to say good morning. Good morning. And I want to say thank you. What? You know what? I'm very anal, y'all. I can't. Anyway, I'm just acting like it's not back there, right? And it's crooked. Anyway, I want to say good morning, happy Saturday morning, happy birthday to everyone who has a birthday. And I also want to say, I want to send out some love, right? We had a few people at the event last weekend who lost loved ones, right? And you know who that is, or they know who they are. I have someone who lost their mother. I have someone who lost their sister, and they still came to the event and they made it happen. So we want to shout out and send out some love, some kisses, some hearts to those people out there. And for those of you all who we don't know about who lost loved ones, we want to send out some hearts and some love and some kisses to you guys. Let you know that we're thinking about you and we're praying for you always, always, always. So anyway, back to falling in love with yourself again. Okay, so let me tell y'all something. Y'all see I'm starting to sweat. I'm getting ready to have a moment. I'm at that particular age, right, where I'm going through menopause, right? But that's okay. And I'm having, look how all of a sudden I started sweating. But anyway, I'm in love with myself, okay? And I hope that you guys are in love with yourself too. So let me tell you what falling in love with yourself is about. We had so much fun. The room was absolutely beautiful, right? I'm so excited for those of you who were able to attend, but for those of you who were not able to attend, right? Our next Falling in Love event, I said on last week that we were going to do it in February, right, of 2023, but I think we should wait and do it in April on the regional cruise. Right, Michelle? You think we should do it on the regional cruise? Yay! So what we're going to do is we'll do it on the regional cruise in April, and then we'll do it again for our 4-year anniversary in October of 2023. That's going to be our schedule, right? That's a good idea, right? I am so excited about this cruise. Y'all just don't even know, right? This is not going to be only going to be a cruise for you guys, but it's going to be a cruise for me and my family members because I'm bringing all my family members with me, okay? I'm bringing my brother, both of my new nephews, his girlfriend, my mom said she don't really want to go on a cruise. She don't like cruises, but she gonna go. And whoever else want to go, right? So you make sure that you're on the regional cruise too, and you bring your family members. Let's make it a family affair. Let's make it a family vacation. April 20th through the 24th. I am so excited. So anyway, back to fall in love with yourself again, right? So let me kind of give some of you guys an idea of what that whole concept is about. That way you can have a better understanding for those of you all who were not present, and for those of you who were present but needed a little clarification. We help women understand who they are, mind, body, and soul, okay? And so let me say something, and I say this all the time, and I don't think you guys really understand the importance of really being in love with yourself, right? When you're in love with yourself, you selfish. And I'm just being honest with you. And you have to be selfish, because if you can't love yourself, then how are you going to love the next person? And how are you going to attract the person that you want to love you, right? Because you don't really know who you are, because you don't really know what you want in life, and you really don't have the love and respect for yourself that you should, okay? So let me just help you to understand this. When I say I love myself, I've always loved myself, good, bad, ugly. It doesn't matter. I love me because I'm grateful and thankful that God made me, right? I am one individual. He made one Shantae Caprice Trimmer is what I was born. I have my mother's last name. I do not have my father's last name, right? Because when I was born, the father had to be present to sign the birth certificate, right? And my father was not present, okay? So my name is Shantae Caprice Trimmer. And I was Shantae Caprice Trimmer for 40 years. I met Kenny at 35, right? And I didn't get married till I was 40. And so during that process, right, of me getting to be that age, I didn't have any children. And it's not because I didn't want any. It's because I didn't date anybody that I felt like I loved them, what I thought love was at that present time, right? But it wasn't strong enough for me to have a baby. Like I was like, I didn't have a father growing up, right? And I really didn't have male role models in my life, right? But I knew that there were great men out there. And so in my journey, right, of dating, I learned me, right? I learned what I liked, what I didn't like, what I wanted, what I didn't want. And when you're young, a lot of times it's superficial. But as you grow in age, it becomes real, and you start writing it down because you learn who you are and you learn what you like, what you don't like, and so forth and so on. Now, I do know that nothing is guaranteed in life, right? But whenever you step into something, you step into it with it being guaranteed, right? It may not work out. I know a lot of times, sometimes things don't. That's your intention when you go into a relationship. But what I realized about us as women is sometimes we want to love and we want to be loved and we want to be in a relationship so bad that sometimes we ignore the signs, right? The signs that are there that we know that are there, right? And we put ourselves to the side. No more. You cannot do that anymore. You have to have your expectations up very high, right? Let's not be superficial, but let's have them up high, right? And that's what I mean about falling in love with yourself. So maybe some of you all have never even ever been in love with yourself before, right? But this is the time right now. Today is October the 29th, 2022. And we're going to be in love with us, right? Not the superficial us, the real us, because we want somebody to love us inside out. It's not about outside. It's not about how your hair looks. It's not about how many designer clothes you have and how many designer bags you have. All of those things are superficial, right? You want someone to love you for you. But guess what? You got to love you, right? And you have to be realistic with, okay, so what about me is lovable, right? And it's a lot about you is lovable, but you got to find out what that is. And you have to fall in love with you. And that's what fall in love with yourself again is going to be about. So we're going to have a community, right? We're going to have a website that's going to launch. We're going to have that ready and available in February before April, right? The membership is free for those of you who are already distributors in Tava. Let me say that again. The membership is free for those of you who are already distributors in Tava. For those of you who want to join, who are outside of Tava, you can, right? Because we want everyone to be a part of falling in love with yourself again. It's not about Tava, right? But because I'm in Tava and because I have my ladies of Tava, then of course I started it out with you guys, right? But for those of you who are not in Tava, it's going to be $19.99 a month, right? And let me tell you what you're going to get for $19.99 a month. You're going to get the opportunity, right, to have exercises, right, that help you to understand you and fall in love with you, right? Because sometimes people need help. They need guidelines, right? You're going to have resources like doctors, psychologists, psychiatrists, people that you need to get in touch with. Maybe you need to talk to someone on a suicide line, right? Because a lot of times you think your strongest people are the ones that's strong, but those are the ones that are weak and need to be checked on, right? And so we need to have a community where we can come together as women and we can love on each other. We can encourage each other. We can be there for one another. No judgment. Right? No judgment, because everybody goes through things. I hear all the time, I say to myself, and I wonder when you see people who are depressed, right? Who's suffering from depression, and you wonder, and who are suicidal and who have actually done it, right? And you wonder to yourself, how could you do that? Like, I can't see myself doing that. Well, of course, they're not in the right mindset. Right? Anybody who does that is not in the right mindset. So of course you can't understand because you're not in that mind. And when I think of suicide, I think of it's a very selfish act, right? You leave your loved ones, you leave your family members, and they're hurt and they're devastated. But what you don't understand is the person who's going through that mentally, they don't understand that at the time, right? Because they're so deep down in a low place. So I'm saying that to say that if you know anybody who's experienced depression, if you know anybody who has experienced suicide or who have committed suicide, and maybe you're their child, maybe you're their niece or nephew or whatever, don't take it personal. It is a sickness. It's a mental illness that they are going through, right? And they were not in the right mind frame to even think about themselves, let alone you. You see what I'm saying? So let's take it back to you. You have to think about you, your self-help, self-care, self-love is so important. You have to find a place to be able to start loving yourself. It's not about your husband. It's not about your kids. Let me tell you something. I tell Kenny all the time, I love him dearly, but I do love myself more, right? I can't love him if I don't love myself more. I love him more than anything in this world, right? My nephews, my mom, my family members, but I can't love them more than I love myself, right? And so a lot of times we have to take care of ourselves. And that's what falling in love with yourself is about. It's about falling in love with you. Thank you, Dr. Grace Patterson, for putting that $19.99 a month for doctor support, no judgment, crisis line, all of those things, right? And so let me say this too. It's so important for us as women to take care of ourselves. I don't know if you guys got a chance, for those of you who were there at the powerful in pink, right? You got a chance to meet Dr. Bennett, right? And Dr. Bennett has a 501c, and she focuses on breast cancer, right? Because she has gone through breast cancer. Not only that, she's going through dialysis, right? And that's because of some complications that has happened in the past with all the surgeries that she has had to have, right? But what you have to understand is, and we learned so much on last Friday night, is that you have to go to the doctor and get yourself checked out. You have to take care of yourself, right? And that excuse of not having any insurance, that is no more, right? Because there are a lot of opportunities, a lot of resources out there that Falling in Love is going to connect you with, that's going to give you the opportunity, right, to tap into those resources, to give you the treatment that you need, right, to give you the counseling that you need. It's so important for you, even at an early age. Going to get a mammogram, a lot of times you all think is very expensive. It's not. Go get checked out. What I don't like is these insurance companies have ages attached to them covering you going to get your mammograms, right? But it's so important for you to go and get early detection, right? She talked about not just looking at your mother's side of the family, right? But you got to tap into your father's side of the family and find out the illnesses that they have in their family and go get yourself checked out. It's so important. It's not about your mother, it's about your father too as well, right? Okay. So it is 10:55. I don't want to have you on here too long, but it's so important. Not just your mammogram, though, not just your mammogram for your breast. You have to go get your well woman's exam and get blood work. That's so important. Go get your well woman's exam and go get your blood work done, right? Get it tested, get it checked out. Make sure that you are okay, right? It's about preventative care, right? It's about preventing what can happen or catching it when it's small, when it's new, when it's fresh, when they can maybe do something about it, not when it's too late, right? Don't ignore things, right? Don't ignore if your finger hurt, if scars come up on your body. You see this little mark right here? Okay, so what I found out was, even though I don't have keloid skin in my ears, anywhere that I've had a cut, a scratch, or a mark on my body, the scar comes back keloid. And something bit me, right? So I live over here with a lot of the wilderness, right? And it's a lot of spiders and stuff like that. And I think either a spider bit me one night and I scratched and scratched and scratched and scratched, and it turned into a open scar, right? And then that scar grew back keloid, right? And so I have keloid skin everywhere that I've even had a biopsy back when I was probably about 25 years old. That's how I realized I had keloid skin. Back when I was 25 years old, the birth control pills, the estrogen in the birth control pills caused a tumor on my liver, right? And so I went in and got a biopsy to see if it was benign, and it was, right? And so the scar, they went through my right here and they went through my navel, right? And the scar where they went through to grab some tissue, it came back keloid. And that's how I found out I had keloid skin. So after that, everywhere else I've ever cut myself or scratch myself, if it was an open scar, it comes back keloid. And so things like that, you need to know. You need to be in touch with yourself. You need to be in touch with your body. Let me tell you something. When I want to go back to fall in love with yourself, these men, they think about themselves, right? They think about themselves first, right? And so it's important for you to think about yourself first, right? It's important for you to love yourself first, right? And when you love yourself more than you love them, watch they show up and be the king, right? That they supposed to be for you, right? When you show weakness, when you allow them to use you, right? You got to pay attention. This is what I told somebody. I told my cousin this, and I say this often. At the end of the day, I'm a woman first, right? And we can't be so gullible to listen to these men, right? I'm not saying that they're lying. I'm not saying that all men are liars. I'm gonna give you an example, and I'm just gonna be honest with you. When I met Kenny, and he told me about his previous relationships and his relationships with his baby's mothers, right? Well, we as women, we think differently than men. We operate differently than men, right? And so how they see things and how they perceive things is totally different than how a woman sees things or how a woman perceives things. But because I was dating him and he's my man, it's not like I'm gonna go, well, you know what? Yeah, that's what happened. And no. You already know how men think. You already know how men are. So what you have to do is do your own work and your own investigation and have an open mind, right? Don't just follow the man just because that's your man and that's who you sleeping with. That don't make him right. Okay? That does not make him right. At the end of the day, I'm a woman first. And I know how we think. And I know how we feel, right? We're emotional creatures, right? And we do things based on emotions, and men are not emotional. So I'm not going to get caught up in how he perceived that's the way she acted based on how he thought, right? He's not a woman, right? I'm a woman, and I know how we feel. I know how we're emotional creatures. And when we have sex and make love to a man, that is different for us because now we feel a sense of connection. You know, you got to feel a sense of connection to sit up and have a baby by a man that you possibly just slept with one time, and you know, have a child and have this child and raise this child. That's emotional connection that you have with this person. Whereas he may not have that. He going on about his business. He ain't emotional connected. So I'm saying this to say that not that I didn't believe what he had to say, but I kept an open mind and I thought about my sister, right? Because even though these were his children's mothers, his ex-wives, if I love him, I gotta love his kids. And if I love his kids, I gotta love their mother, right? I got to. It's a blended family. How can we be happy together as one if I don't show some type of love or some type of compassion for my sister, right? It doesn't matter because if they have children together, you got to look at that person for the rest of your life because guess what? Kenneth's kids are going to have kids, right? We're going to be grandparents one day. And their mother is going to be a part of that. And I want them to be happy. I want the grandkids to be happy. I want the children to be happy. It's important for all of us to be happy and to get along as one. Now, I know that may not be always possible, right? That just because I feel that way, that don't mean the other ones may feel that way. But guess what? As long as I stay that way and stay true to that way and pray, because prayer changes everything, then everything I wish for and want, I know what happened. Because when I put out positiveness, then that's what I'm going to receive back. I can only receive what I give. I'm not worrying about how someone else treat me. I'm going to treat you with love and kindness, and I'm going to treat you as a sister because that's what you are. You're my sister. It don't matter. It don't matter if we used to sleep with the same man. I still love you. You're my sister. And whatever happened between you guys, that's between y'all. It has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with me, right? And because when I met this person, he's a different person. He's grown, he's changed, right? Because men can change and they grow. They grow with age, they grow with maturity, but they have to want to grow too. You can't change a man. Just like a man can't change you. You can't change nobody. And so these are some of the things that we're going to learn and fall in love with ourselves again, because we got to start with us. It starts with us. How we look at ourselves, how we treat ourselves is how a man is going to treat us, right? Even though I wasn't taught that growing up, I know it's possible. I know it's out there. I know what the Bible says that I can have, and I know how a woman should be treated. And we're not going to allow these men, and I mean all men, because just think about what is happening in our country. They're trying to take away our rights as women, right? They want to tell us what to do with our bodies, right? And we can't let that happen. So that's another thing. Get your butt out there and vote. What? Listen, I'm so sick of y'all whining, complaining, and I'm just going to keep it real, and I'm sorry, okay? We have to quit whining, complaining, and get there and do something about it. If you broke, get out there and do something about it. We live in America, in the United States of America. There are lots of opportunities out there. Y'all have to quit making excuses, okay? You have to quit talking about what my mama didn't do and what my daddy didn't do and what I didn't have. We all didn't have something. Okay, my mother had me at 17 years old as a single parent. So that's no excuse. You have to want more for yourself, right? Quit making excuses and quit asking for a handout and ask for a hand up, right? We are here to help you change your life. This is why Kenny and I got involved in network marketing, because we realized it was an opportunity for you to change your life, for us to help people make money to change your own life. You know, we don't want to ask people for a handout. Just give us an opportunity and we're going to make the best of it. And that's what we did when we embarked on multi-level marketing. And it has changed our life, and we want to be able to change your life too. But you got to quit making excuses. You got to get on your products. You got to use your products. You got to lose weight. You got to get your own testimony, because people buy you. They don't buy what you have to sell. They buy you. You got to be taking it. You got to be honest with it, right? And you got to be consistent, right? So I invited this young lady to the call because I wanted her to speak, because on Friday night, right, after I got off stage, after Powerful in Pink, when we introduced Fall in Love with Yourself, she expressed to me how she needed this so much, and how she lost her mother from cancer, right? And how this whole Tava opportunity changed her life. So I want to bring up Miss Kimberly Martin. Kimberly, are you out there? Hey,
I am.
how are you?
Good.
What are you doing over there?
I've been crying this whole time, girl.
What's going on?
Well, because I can listen to you all day.
Oh my God. And look, I'm one of those people who, and Lachelle could tell you, who's scared to talk, right? And when I start talking, it's like I can't stop, right?
Yes.
But what happens is I don't ever want to come across as someone who she thinks she is, and she thinks she better than everybody, and she don't know what, because this is what I do know too, is until you walk in somebody else's footsteps, you really don't know what you would or wouldn't do, right?
Yep.
I've been vulnerable before. I've been stupid before. Still, right? To this day. But what I do is, God gives us this sense that we know, like we have something behind us telling, girl, you know he lying. You know it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you ain't got to go out there and look for it. But you know, I mean, women have that intuition. And what happens is, and this is what I see in so many of our sisters, is we want to be loved and want to be in a relationship so bad that we'll just believe whatever. You know, we'll just go with the flow. And we can't. We got to stop doing that. We got to have love for our other sisters, and for people that they were in a relationship in the past, and whoever they was in a relationship with. And we got to quit bashing each other, you know, just because maybe you want this man now, and we all on social media talking crap and talking mess about the other woman. And we got to quit doing that. We have to quit doing that, because these men look forward to that. It allows them the opportunity to take advantage of us, right? And have 4, 5, 6 girlfriends, 7 girlfriends. Well, I know you don't have that experience because you have a husband. You know, you've been married. I found out that you've been married for a while. You got married at a very young age and you have an older husband. And so I'm just talking about our young, older, all of our sisters out there that are single, you know, that are what I find that is going on, the reason why a lot of these men are committing is because we just allowing them to do whatever they want to do. You know, they can have 4 or 5 girlfriends, they can do whatever they want to do. We have to stop that. You know what I mean? We have to quit feeling like our stuff is golden and they ain't gonna do that to us. Men don't think with this head. They think with this head. And it don't matter what you look like. You know, you could be the most beautiful person in the world. Fine. I mean, look at J-Lo. Look at Halle Berry. Look at Beyonce. Look at me. Look at you. They cheat. It doesn't matter because they're not thinking with this. It's all visual, you know, and they may not even love the person. But you have to demand respect, right? And once you fall in love with you again and demand what you deserve, then you'll see things happen and change in your life. And let's not be superficial. And let me say this too. This is what I believe, and me and you was talking about this the other day. The Bible hasn't changed. God made man and God made woman from man's rib, right? To be his helpmate, right? But he is supposed to be the king of the household, right? And he's supposed to be able to lead you. But in order for him to lead you, he got to show you that he's capable of leading, right? But what happens is, as women, and I'm all for women empowerment. I'm all for women. Hey, all the women, independent, hold your hands. You know, I'm for all of that. But what happens is you still have to uplift that man and keep him reminded that he is the king of your household. Because men want to be respected, right? And once he feels disrespected, that's when he leaves out of the household. So even though you may make more money than him, because that's possible, right? You still have to keep it in perspective and you have to make him step up to the plate and be the man that he needs to be. What I mean by that is just because you're the breadwinner and you may make more than him, guess what? So what? Make him pay the mortgage. You know what I'm saying? Because he is the man of that house. And it's his job to get out there and make sure that his family is taken care of. Your money that you have could be extra for all the extra things you need and want and all the extra things that you desire, maybe to have a better house, right? But initially, at the beginning, in the middle, and at the end, he needs to be the breadwinner because this is what I learned. Once you strip a man of his manhood, then that's when he feels less than a man. And that's when he goes out and goes to someone else that makes him feel like a man, you know? And I'm not saying that everyone does that, but sometimes we have to think about, okay, let's get back to the best book that I have read that really is on point is, what is that? Women are from Mars, men are from Venus, or women from Venus, men are from Mars. I can't remember. But that book is really good. And it's a truth. And it kind of helps you to understand, of course, the Bible. But a lot of times I find that the Bible sometimes can be a little bit confusing and you don't really understand. It's it kind of, so sometimes you need something to kind of help you understand. Quit trying to change a man, right? And so anyway, back to what I was saying is you told me about your mom, right? And about you losing your mom and about you trying to find yourself. And just tell us what the event, the Powerful in Pink, did for you, made you feel. What did you get out of it on last Friday?
So it was so impactful, and I could talk to you all day because I feel like I'm you, you're me, our story's so similar. And when I went to Powerful in Pink, I had no idea what to expect,
Mm-hmm.
But what I can tell you guys and what I told you the other day on the phone is I've been in marketing for going on 4 years. And I'm a very strong, independent woman, have always been that way, never was born or taught to be that way, but I got that way over time and knowing I wanted better for myself. And I chose to move forward in life. And when I got married, I had always had this vision that, my money is my money. My husband's money is his money. I wanted to keep my independence. I wanted to build a legacy for my daughter. I knew that I could only take my testimony with me when I die, not my husband's. And no matter if he supported me or not, I had to prove something. I had to prove that I could be this woman empowerment and I didn't need him. And for years, for the last several years, I felt like this industry tore me and my husband apart. And I couldn't see it directly, but over time, and it wasn't until you're out of the situation and you're able to turn around and look back on it, I'm able to really see what it was doing for me and where I needed to personally shift my mindset and know that it was okay to want to have a husband to take care of you, but still keep your independence. And when I came to Tava February the 3rd, and I started listening to you and your husband, and I just started coming to the events. When I say I love y'all's love, when I say I love y'all's energy and I love your story, that is what gives me so much hope for my relationship, because Tava has brought me and my husband closer together than we ever have been, because I saw you and Mr. Lloyd building an empire together. I saw y'all doing incredible things, and where your gifts stop, his starts. Where your knowledge stops, his starts. And you come together like two puzzle pieces. And me and my husband, we are on this journey where we are both very impactful in so many people's lives and have done so much for people, and where his knowledge stops, mine starts. Even though me and my husband are 20 years apart from each other, you would never believe the type of relationship that we have and how we have impacted each other's lives to be the best version of ourselves. And when I sat there and I heard you speaking on stage that night, I thought we were just going to talk about, breast cancer, but it was a whole different situation. And when you started emphasizing on marriage and choosing and being better and not just settling for whatever comes your way, but really being prideful of who you are, what you want, and what you want your life to look like, and be choosy of who you allow in your life as a spouse, as your children's father. Choose wisely. Don't just feel like you need to be loved by anyone, because you don't. You don't. And I'm so glad that you said that, because you have to love you first. And I never understood that. You have to understand your value. You are important. You are worthy, but you have to choose.
Yeah.
And
you know what? It's so funny because, and I'm just going to be honest with you, one of the things that attracted me the most about Kenny was the love for his kids. It really did. I was so attracted to that because I didn't have that in a father. And dating, of course, I dated a lot, because again, I didn't meet Kenny until I was 35, and I dated a lot, and I was in relationships, right? But I think almost everybody I dated had children, right? But when they would make these excuses and these baby mama excuses, it would really bother me, because it's like I could turn it around to my dad. My dad would allow his wife to prevent him from being in my life, right? And I thought, I didn't care about how much money he had. I didn't care if he had money to take me here and there. I just wanted that relationship with my father. And what I realized with my cousins and my family members and just friends and girlfriends and all that, a lot of them don't care about the father having the money to do whatever. They just want that child to have that bond. But then some women do. It's just like, oh, he don't have no money to come in. He ain't paid child support. It shouldn't be about that. It should be about, you know what? I don't care if you had the money. I'm going to give you some money to come pick this child up and spend some time with this child, because we have to learn and understand the importance of a man cannot teach a woman how to be a woman, but he can teach a woman how a man should treat her. And a woman can't teach a man how to be a man, but she can teach her how, or teach him to love. You know what I'm saying? But a man has to teach a man how to be a man, right? A woman can't, you don't know. You don't know. And so you need that male to come in and teach him how to be a man, how to treat a woman, right? And I know a lot of times I'm not saying either that two parents in a household is a positive environment, because I know people who have a mother and a father in the household, but it's still not a positive environment. What I'm saying is that we have to right now, because when I was growing up, I didn't have social media, but we all have social media now. So there's no excuse. So if you don't see it in your household, you can see it on TV, somebody or whatever. It's time for us to quit making excuses and make a change. We have to be that change. So then if you didn't receive it, so if I didn't receive that at my household, then I want to be able to pass it forward and show you in my household. But even though I didn't have my own biological kids, my cousins, my brother, I want to show them a positive relationship in Kenny and I, right? I'm able to show that to my cousins. I'm able to show that to my nephew. I'm able to show that to my brother, right? A positive relationship. Are we perfect? No. Do we fuss at each other and say, we don't say things that, I'm not a person that, I feel like a lot of times you can't take back words, right? Words are very powerful. But we do fuss. We don't get along sometimes. He get on my nerves. I get on his nerves. I mean, let's just keep it real. It's not perfect, right? But we are perfect for each other. And so when you show somebody togetherness, and what I mean by that is, when I met him at 35, I knew how to do a lot of things because my mother was a single parent. So I knew how to do all the things that I needed to do. And I had a hard time relinquishing some of those things and let the man do it and take over. I still have a lot of hard time doing that as of this day, right? Because Kenny comes from a background of, if he don't know how to do it, let's pay somebody to do it, right? But then I'm like, oh, forget it, I know how to do it. Well, no, he doesn't want me to do it. He wants me to be this little pretty box, right? That's sitting up on, but that's not who I am as a girl, right? Because I'm my mother's child. And so I'm not going to sit around and wait for anybody to do it. I'm going to do it for myself, just like you said, right? So we are helpmates for each other. That's what makes it perfect. So you don't have to lose yourself as a person. You know what I mean? You just have to be your better self, but it comes from loving yourself, right? You really, really, really have to love you. I know that word sounds very like, oh yeah, I love myself. No, I'm talking about stripped clean. I'm talking about without any makeup. I'm talking about with bags under your eyes. I'm talking about with your little pudgy stomach. It's funny because, and for those of you who don't know, so for all the pictures that we took for the event, I posted the file on Facebook, Tava's Facebook group page, and I posted it on my personal page, and I sent it out to the top leaders to send to their organization, right? But I will also post it on the HQ page. And let me tell you why I did that. Because we spend a lot of money on having photographers and videographers. And what happens is, because we're so busy and there's so many pictures, like 400, 800, thousands of pictures, it's hard to go through all those pictures and decide what you're going to post and what you're not going to post, right? And what happens is we end up not posting any, or just posting a couple of them. And you all may want those pictures, right? So I said, forget it. I'm going to post them. So in those pictures, there are good pictures and there are bad pictures, right? But guess what? It doesn't matter. Love yourself and know that with social media, people post pictures all the time, but a lot of those pictures are photoshopped, right? And they make you look perfect, right? But we're not in a perfect world. Let's not get caught up in what people show you on social media. You don't know what's going on in their household. You don't know what's happening behind that camera, So let's not get caught up in that. So I'll put that file out there. Go out there and choose the pictures that you want, the ones that you think you look better in, and grab them and post them. have a good time, right? Have a great time with them. So I hope you guys go and get those pictures, right? So tell me, what I want you to tell me, Kim, is tell me about not only about the relationship part, but tell me about how you felt. You told me that you lost your mom, right? And how you were trying to find that connection with what you were supposed to be doing in life and what you were supposed to be doing in Tava. And you were kind of confused because you kind of like still within that of, I lost my mom. I'm still battling with that. Talk about that a little bit. Give us a little idea, insight on what your thoughts were and how you felt last Friday.
So I am at a time in my life where I'm running with God, and I'm going with God. And I try to really find him in every aspect of my life, because I know I didn't get to where I'm at right now, mentally, physically, and all around, by not going with him. And I'm at a time in my life where I just want to do whatever it is that God puts in my heart. I'm so emotional today.
That's okay. That's okay. It's okay, because we're emotional all the time.
Right. I mean, I started crying from the moment you started talking, and I just went back to our conversation. And, I didn't come here because I thought I was going to make millions, if I'm being honest. But I came because I felt led. I came because I felt like there was something that I needed to do. Sorry. I felt like there was something more impactful that I'm supposed to be doing, and it stays on my heart, and it stays just leveling there.
Right.
And I don't know how far you want me to get into that.
Well, we don't, because we've been having these people on the call
right
for an hour and a half already, 5 minutes. And no, what we're gonna do is we're gonna save that, because what we'll do is we'll start having our own calls. What y'all think about that? Y'all tell me in the chat if you guys want me to start back with my coffee and conversations, right? Caprice Coffee and Conversations, and we can start back and have these conversations. We can get together as ladies and help each other share and be vulnerable, right? Be open and be honest, because what you're going through, Kim, a lot of people are going through it, right? And somebody just needs to know that somebody else is out there like them that's going through the same thing. Because of what happens is, a lot of times we feel like we're the only ones that's going through it, right? But we're not. We're not. You have people that are not only going through, a lot of times I realize that people go through things because you're married, you have a child, you've been married, but you feel like there's something else out there that you should be doing to give back, right? I think that COVID has made us all feel like that. Like, oh my God, life is short. And if I die tomorrow, have I fulfilled the things that God has brought me on this earth to fulfill, right? So maybe we should write that down, and we should figure out, what is it, if you die tomorrow, what is it that you want someone to say about you, right? What is it that you want to complete, right? Or who is it that you want to help? Or what is it that you want to do? Or what do you want someone to know about you, right? That's very important, because in order for us to be complete with ourselves, we have to know our purpose, right? What is your purpose? What is your purpose? That's another book. That's another book. Your Purpose-Driven Life. Let me tell you something. Those basic things are very serious and are needed in women today, all over the world, right? We have to reach out to each other. We have to understand the purpose of us and our lives. And we have to not forget why we were brought here today. And we have to make sure that we get out and vote. Talk to people about voting. Go pick people up, because some people out there are trying to take away our rights as women, and we cannot lose ourselves, right? You're blessed to have a wonderful husband that appreciates you and allows you to do these things. And you know what? What I really enjoyed about what you just said now in the conversation that we had earlier is you have money. You didn't come to Tava for the money. Although you're making money, you came because of the purpose of being able to change somebody else's life. And see, that's powerful. A lot of people really don't understand that. And I tell people that all the time. I told a young lady that the other day, when you're out there talking to people and you're out there recruiting people. See, a lot of people are not driven by money, because sometimes people already have money, right? Or sometimes people are comfortable with what they already have. Everybody doesn't want to be rich, but maybe somebody wants to help someone else, right? Maybe someone wants to help someone find themselves. Not necessarily in money, but who are you as a person? And so that's what we are about here in Tava. That's what we're about here in Tava. And that's what falling in love with yourself again is going to do for you, right? So I want to thank everybody. I hope that you all enjoyed this call today. I don't want to keep you long because it's Saturday. I want you to get out there. I want you to talk to everybody about your products. I want you to talk to everybody about falling in love with yourself again. I want you to talk to everybody about Tava, because we're not just about making money. We're just about changing people's lives for the better, right? So thank you so much. Lachelle, did you want to come back on and close the call out, or do you just want me to just say, hey, go out, have a wonderful, powerful Saturday? Listen. Okay, listen. Do you want to pay for this regional trip, or do you want us to pay for it? That's what I want to know. Okay? Because we want to pay for it for you, right? We want you to reach your goal, whatever your goal is, because guess what? Our goal, and I'm not ashamed to say, we want to be rich, right? We do, because we understand the power of money. And when I say that, this is what I mean. Money helps you live comfortably. Money helps you pay for things that you want to pay for. Maybe it's for you, or maybe it's for someone else. Whatever you want the money to do, that's what we're here for, right? And we want to help you in Tava reach your goal. So if your goal is to make an extra $1,000, if your goal is make an extra 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, it can be done, right? A lot of people out there have a bad taste, or they don't understand what multi-level marketing is about, right? I've heard people say things like it's a pyramid, it's not real. That's not true. I need for you guys to get out there and educate some people and let them know how multi-level marketing has changed a lot of people's lives, that has allowed people to make money that they would have never been able to make on a traditional job. And the reason why people are out there talking against it is because, I'm sure it is crooked, because they're not educated on it. And so it's important for you to go out there and make sure you educate them, right? So you guys go out there, have an awesome and amazing Tava day, a sexy day, a 25 day, a Vasia day, a Valet 30 day, a Caprice day, and a Flair day, right? You could tell I had my Flair. I had 2 in my coffee this morning. Look at that sexy. I'm going out. I'm going to have a sexy day, and you do too, right? Look at that collagen. Look at that 25, right? Let's end this call. Let's hear some Tava. Let's hear some songs we have. Let's share.
Come with me, with Tava, no place is too far. Come with me, with Tava, no place is too far to go. We can take you around the world. Cash is fly with me, with Tava. No places too far to go. New places, new faces, yeah, new zip codes. New money, NFTs and plus crypto. I don't need care cash no more. Digital currency on me. Overseas, we back and forth. Round trips all aboard, baby. There's room at the top. We'll save a spot for you. Can't no one limit us, so you should come with me. With Tava, no places too far. Come with me. With Tava, no places too far to go. We can take you around the world. Cash just fly with me. With Tava, no places too far